Hi Leo, welcome to Carol's Universe, Tarot Readings from the Heart. So this is your bonus reading for June 2018, and this is what's blocking Leo from finding real love. Okay, I often get people coming to me on the channel and asking for, on the website, and asking, you know, what is stopping me from finding real love, blah, 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 blah. So I thought I'd turn it into a general reading, you know, for the channel. We're using the Healing of the Angels advice card for advice, this oracle, and we're using the Gilded Tarot for the main reading and the Small Handsome Roberts deck for the clarifiers. So the first thing that we do, Leo, is going to shuffle the cards and just ask what's blocking Leo from finding real love. What's blocking Leo from finding real love? What's blocking Leo from finding real love? What is blocking Leo from finding real love? Show me. Okay. I'm going to split the deck into three, Leo. 1, 2, and 3. We're going to collect that back up like so. Like that. And then we're going to start placing the cards. So this is the situation right now for you and what you're dealing with. This is who you are, because this is your clarifier card. This is what you're facing, so the challenge position is this area here. We're going to need to pull these up a little bit. Hang on. I'm recording from a different location, you see, so the tripod that I'm using, I think it might be a bit broken. It's I gave it to my sister to start her own YouTube channel, but she never bothered. So, I think the end of it's broken a bit. Anyway, it doesn't matter. This is what's caused everything. So this is the root issue here. This card here. I'll pick it up because I don't think you can see all of it. This is how you've been feeling in the recent past, or what you've experienced in the recent past, and this is the area that's showing you what's most likely blocking you from finding real love, Leo. This is showing what you're going to experience in the immediate future, or how you might feel in the immediate future. This is you. This is probably the most important part of the reading, this bit here, because this bit here shows how you're approaching your love lives. This is how you see love. This is how you feel about love with this this card here. This is how other people see you. I mean, specifically ex-lovers or somebody around you maybe you're not getting on with. This is how your ex, you might get on with your ex, but this is how other people see you, or what they think of you in this area here. This is your hopes and desires for, hopes, desires or fears about love, and this is the really important part. The overall outcome shows, well, what can you do about it? What's the steps? What's the advice you need in order to unblock this blockage and find real love? So this part is the most important part. I always go here first, and so this is really saying, well, this is how you're approaching love, and you're approaching love through the eyes of the King of Wands. King of Wands is, you know, I'm not going to read it as a person, I have to read it as an energy, because it's how you are, this is all about you. So how you're approaching love is through the energy of the King of Wands. The energy of the King of Wands is somebody who's enthusiastic, excited, confident as well. So really you should be approaching your love life through the eyes of confidence, through somebody who is not, you know, unabashed, through somebody who is fearless, through somebody who is very sexual, very passionate, because fire energy is all about fire and it's about sex and passion. And so if you guys might be approaching, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. That's a good way to approach love, through the eyes of the King of Wands, especially if you're being sexual. Make sure you're using protection, obviously, but you know, if you're single and stuff. But really, this is a good card. If you are looking at love through the eyes of King of Wands, he's always, tomorrow is another day for the King of Wands. He never gets down. Even in the reverse, you know, he'll just use everything to his own advantage in the reverse. If you're the King of Wands in the upright and you approach your love life through that card as a King of Wands, you're never ever going to be put off. No matter how many knockbacks you get, you'll always spring right back up, because that's the type of dude he is. As a result of that, what are you guys experiencing? Victory. 6 of Wands shows up in the present. So you guys are experiencing victory. You're experiencing 2 cards that show confidence in the self. And if you're approaching love through the eyes of the King of Wands, and you're pretty confident, I think, you Leos, and you are a Leo, actually. Actually, you are the King of Wands. King of Wands is a Leo individual. So you're approaching your love life through the eyes of yourself, King of Wands. Confident. Leos are naturally confident. They're naturally lions. They're very, very strong characters Leos are. My big sister's actually a Leo, and she's a very strong lady. So you seem to be in a place where you feel really good about yourself, this King of Wands energy. You're approaching love not from a place of depression or a place of pessimism. It's a place of optimism. King of Wands will always be an optimistic character, always. Some people see him as being a bit of a chancer, really, but always optimistic, which is good. And as a result of that, you're getting some good results because you're experiencing the Six of Wands. You're experiencing recognition for some of you guys, because Six of Wands represents somebody who's recognised, somebody who is applauded, and somebody who is, when you get a Six of Wands person, somebody puts them on a pedestal, so people look at them often like they are, you know, ahead of everybody else. This person is applauded and they're put on a pedestal and they're told that they're a king and they're told how marvellous they are, and they get a lot of followers and they get a lot of attention. So some of you guys might be getting a lot of attention at the moment because of the way that you're approaching your love life, which is through the eyes of a very confident individual, i.e. yourself. King of Wands represents either an Aries. Some people read him as an Aries, some people read him as a Leo, astrologically wise. I always read him as being a Leo, and the Queen of Wands as an Aries. But yeah, definitely this is you for sure. And people are responding to that. So there you are, and people are responding to that, because you should be experiencing, some of you guys, lots of attention. Because the Six of Wands energy shows up when somebody gets a lot of attention. So I think that people are really looking at you and saying, shit, you know, this person's like amazing. You know, they're confident, they're sexy. And you'd approach your love life like through the eyes of a King of Wands. Are usually really good looking, tall, charismatic individuals. So if you approach your love life through the eyes of the King of Wands, what then happens is that suddenly people are like very receptive to that, because you're very self-assured. So you're approaching your love life, Leo, through the eyes of the King of Wands, i.e. confident, self-assertive, very, very sure of who you are, not fazed, not afraid to go and speak to someone, not afraid to be taken notice of. It's a lovely energy, and you are getting attention because of that. Some of you guys are receiving attention around you at the present moment. Six of Wands. Now, the reason that all of that has come about is because, well, the Hermit. I think that you have withdrawn from someone. The Hermit, sorry that you can't see the whole of the card, but the Hermit, as you can see, is the first card. Now, when I draw another card, it'll go, where will it go? Does it go behind or in front? I'm just trying to think. It's going to go in front. So I'll see what it is that you guys have been seeking. It's not just that you've withdrawn, but I think that some of you guys have, for a moment, withdrawn from love. I think some of you guys have actually taken time out from love. And I think what you've done with this Hermit energy, Leo, is you've taken time to do a lot of inner reflection, which is what the Hermit does. Takes time out to and removes himself. That's what, you know, it's almost like you go into hibernation. And I think that some of you guys have gone into hibernation. But that hibernation has all been about you guys seeking a new path. And I think that you've found something. And we're going to see what's in front of this card. Because usually when the Hermit shows up and you can see the light, usually whatever its light is on, the next card, we see what it's following, what it's seeking, what it's found. Now, in the recent past, you guys have experienced, so you've been feeling the Wheel of Fortune. Wow, you've been feeling in a really, I mean, this is meant to be showing what's blocking you from finding real love. But this all looks really good so far. So, in the recent past, you guys have been feeling, I think, very positive. I think very in a place where you're saying to yourself right now, I'm actually in a really fortunate place in my life. I think even for you guys have been counting your blessings. You've been feeling really fortunate. I also feel with the Wheel of Fortune in the recent past, for some of you guys, you've been feeling that you're destined, you've been drawn to something, that you're fated for something at the moment with this Wheel of Fortune. Now, as people, how you are showing is, oh my God, the Emperor. You're just in control. You're completely 100% in control of who you are. Because your significator card is showing you as the Emperor. And when you're the Emperor, you say, actually, people bend to my will, I don't bend to anybody else's will. If you look at this Emperor, can you see where his hand is, his finger? If you look here, can you see his finger is pointing down? He's like, come here. He's like giving the orders. So you're very much in control of who you are at the moment. Very much. I'm not surprised to see that card. You're really, really in control of who you are at the moment, Leo, as an individual. For some of you guys, a significant card, you might be not just in control of your life, but also it might be that with the Emperor energy, you have a very important role to fulfill. I think if you're a man, you might be a father with the Emperor. If you're a woman, you might have to play a fatherly role, potentially, as well as a motherly role. with the Emperor. Some of you guys will find yourself in some very high positions. Some of you guys might be in some very important positions. Showing as the Emperor, you might have a great deal of responsibilities with this Emperor energy. It's really nice energy. What is challenging you though, and why is, because this will impact on this. So it says that what's challenging you is why you're receiving this. So let's have a look. Alright, so I think that some of you guys are challenged by an individual, or what's influencing this energy is the Queen of Pentacles. So, you know, for some of you it might be a person. Queen of Pentacles is a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, usually female, but can be male and just have the general traits that offer Queen of Pentacles. But I think what's influencing, and I think that if anything, this is going to be a friend, or this will be somebody who speaks to you very, very practically, very down to earth, very sensibly, has a lot of knowledge, is very intelligent, is very practical and very down to earth. Some of you guys with the Queen of Pentacles, you might have got some counselling, because all queens, bar the Queen of Wands, to be perfectly honest with you, can show as counsellors. So she can show as a nurse and a counsellor, Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Cups can definitely be a nurse and a counsellor, and so can the Queen of Swords. She's actually often a doctor, or she's a counsellor, or she works within mental health. But I think that you've got somebody around you, for some of you guys, that have been really helping you, this Queen of Pentacles energy. For some of you guys, if it's not a person, then it's an energy. And the energy of the Queen of Pentacles says, what's influencing me right now is I've put a lot of stuff into perspective, and I know exactly what it is that I want. I know that I want to settle down. I know that I want to get married. I know that I want a long-term relationship. And that's why you're experiencing a lot of tension, because some of you guys really know who you are as people as well with the Queen of Coins. So here, this is the only place right now that we can see where this blockage is. What's most likely blocking you from finding real love then? Because you look like you've got it all worked out here, you see. Ah, reversed. You're expecting everything to come to you, Leo. You're not putting any work in. You think that because you're this, it's going to come to you. This is the first reversal we've seen, funnily enough, and it's right in that spot that speaks about what is blocking you from finding real love. You're not putting any effort in at all, some of you guys. You expect love just to turn upon your door. It must be. Because here you are, confident. You approach love through the eyes of the King of Wands. King of Wands is your, you know, he's your Don Juan, you know, of the tarot, is the King of Wands. He knows that women are just going to fall at his feet because he's really handsome and he's really gorgeous and he's got the gift of the gab, and, you know, he's tall and he's, he looks like a god, basically. He's a leader as well. He's the King of Wands. He's got great passion and great fire. He's also very sexually driven, a great lover, all the rest. So he knows that women are going to naturally be attracted to him because he's good looking and all the rest of it, yeah? I don't always go for those things, but a lot of people do. So on that score, he can be quite a superficial person. But he knows that a lot of women are going to be attracted to him. And just in general, you Leos are showing us approaching your love life through the area of confidence. Even for some of you guys, I'm not saying that it is, but sometimes to the point of arrogance can be the King of Wands as well, especially if you know that you've got it going on. And I think that some of you guys really do know that you've got it going on, which is why you approach your love life right now through the eyes of complete and utter confidence. There is no doubt with this King of Wands. So much so that you're experiencing lots of attention. People are very much being drawn to you with that Six of Wands, because you have taken time out with this Hermit, I think, to heal, to seek a new path. With the Hermit energy, to turn you back on what is no longer wanted. And I feel that in the recent past you've experienced with the Wheel of Fortune energy some changes, some very positive, almost perhaps some synchronicities or coincidences that have just come out of the blue that you didn't expect, but they're all about taking you on that path to your destiny. And some of you guys think, wow, something's meant to come in. Some of you guys are almost feeling a great sense of a connection to source, to the universe, whatever it is with this Wheel of Fortune. And you do feel it very much in control. Some of you guys, your significator card shows as you being the Emperor, so you are very much in control. You are the type of people with the Emperor energy who set boundaries. With this Emperor energy, some of you guys might be fathers. Some of you guys are having to act as mother and father for a child, maybe. Some of you guys are in places of real authority with the Emperor energy, but not just in your working life, but also in your home life. You show as being very controlled, individuals with that with the Emperor energy, but also with that very high sense of self. I think that some of you guys are also highly experienced and highly quite mature by the experiences that you've had, especially in terms of your love lives. What's influencing you? I think some of you guys, the influence is about just creating stability and making stability. It's not about creating it; it's about making sure that you can start implementing those changes to have stability come into your life. I think it could be a friend that's influencing you with this Queen of Pentacles energy. It could also be because she's a very ordered woman as well, is the Queen of Pentacles. So if this isn't a friend, then this is definitely, I think, your energy. And your energy is about saying, well, I know exactly what it is that I want. I want to settle down. I want to be a part of something that has value to it. And this is why you are receiving a lot of attention. But it doesn't matter. You could receive thousands of, people being attentive to you, Leo. Unless you're willing to put the work in, you won't get the real love. Because the Page of Coins in the reverse expects, what this card does reverse, he's a student usually in the tarot. Okay, so what happens with him is, when he's in the upright, he studies for exams. And then when he studies, the exams come, he sits them and he does the exam. And he gets good marks. In the reverse, he'll stay in bed and he won't go to his lectures. And he says, oh, I won't bother going to my lectures today or tomorrow. What I'll do is I'll just wing it. So what I'm expecting is to get great results in without putting in any work. And that's your block. Because some of you guys know that you have it going on. Not just that you know that you've got it going on, but because you feel so good. And you feel that something is bound to turn up the wheel of fortune in the recent past. You think, well, why bother? I don't need to really put myself out there for this because it's just going to come to me. You're not putting the effort in. That's your blockage to finding real love. So it's got nothing to do with anybody else because you've already sorted out everything else, especially yourself. You're obviously, for some of you guys, feeling on a real high. There's a sense of feeling completely and utterly confident in who you are and your ability to attract somebody in. But your blockage is the Page of Coins in the reverse. You're not putting the work in to do that. You're expecting it to fall on you in your lap. Now, what you're going to experience in the immediate future is the Chariot. The Chariot could be somebody pursuing you. It could be a Cancerian individual with that Chariot energy. But it could also be that you're going to experience a little bit of a rocky roll, something that you're going to need to try and control. Or the arrival sometimes is a Chariot for an individual. How does an ex feel about you or think about you? How do I think about you? Well, I think of you as being the Knight of Swords. They see you, I mean, you're just showing us an absolute go-getter. You really are. They're seeing you as the Knight of Swords. They think of you as being the Knight of Swords. I mean, some of your exes might think of you as being a little bit brash, perhaps, with the Knight of Swords. Maybe you can be a little bit difficult. Maybe even for some of you guys, you could be quite argumentative with that Knight of Swords. But on the positive outside of the Knight of Swords, your exes see you as somebody who's always pursuing a goal. You never ever stop, and you'll never stop until you get what you want with the Knight of Swords. What are your hopes or fears concerning love? Well, your hopes are that you're happy ever after, 10 of Cups, to find your soulmate. To feel emotionally complete and contented. What's the advice for how you... The only blockage I see here is this. How do you remove this block? 9 of Cups reversed is how you're going to remove that block. We have to read the 9 of Cups in the reverse in another way, I think. Well, the 9 of Cups in the reverse can mean many things. One of the meanings with the 9 of Cups reverse is overindulgence. This is overindulgence when it's reversed, but it's showing you, it's giving you the advice, and the advice is the 9 of Cups in the reverse. 9 of Cups in the reverse means also to, I didn't expect that card to come out, to be honest. But the 9 of Cups in the reverse also means that you get what you want. But when you get what you want, it's not what you thought. So it might be that you get your wish. But it just tells you to be careful for what you wish for, because you might get it and it might not turn out how you want it to be. The 9 of Cups reverse also means feeling a lack of self-satisfaction. And I was just about to say something here, because this card, and I think it's along the lines of something that you should never... Sorry about this, God. I'm trying to explain and think about what that advice for the 9 of Cups in the reverse would be. Because I know whether it's telling you that you need to take something a little bit more seriously when that's reversed. Because in the upright, this is a bit of a, you know, this is somebody who doesn't take much seriously. They like to party, they like to go out, they like to have a drink, they like to do what they like to do. They're a player type when they're in the upright. In the reverse, this person tends to not be so much of that. But I've never really thought about the Nine of Cups in reverse to be along those lines. And I'm certainly not saying the way that you unblock this is to feel shit or to overindulge in something. Not at all. We'll come back to that. We're going to get clarifiers on that. We'll see what that's about and then see if we can explain it through the clarifiers. But here, your block is yourself. There's only one block here, Leo, and that's you not putting enough work in. And how you unblock that, how you get rid of that blockage is by the Nine of Cups in the reverse. Perhaps it is to stop overindulging in something here with the Nine of Cups reverse. Maybe I can explain it that way. Let's get some clarifiers on this. When you do tarot, you think about what the first word is. So how you're going to explain the first card, and then afterwards everything else should fall into place. So here I think that you're approaching love from the place of, I think you should stop overindulging here with this reverse. Sometimes this can be overindulging, but sometimes it can mean that there's not enough. But I would explain it's probably say you need to stop overindulging somewhere along the line. We'll see what you're overindulging in. Knight, King of Swords, King of Wands, sorry. Why is Leo approaching their love life through the energy of the King of Wands? Why? In two cards. First card to explain, second card's why. Right, so I think the situation is that you guys had been abandoned with the Five of Coins, and through that abandonment, after that abandonment, you decided to just start all over again, the Magician. I think that this abandonment that you guys went through created something new within you, with the Magician showing here. Okay, I think that this abandonment here caused you guys. And you know, you look at the Magician, and the Magician is the cause of the situation, energy here. And I'm just trying to think, because there's a long story that goes with this, but we haven't got time to do that really, because I can see through the other cards accompanying it, there's a huge, and we're going to do it anyway. I think that just the way I'm going to read this is to say that you guys are now approaching your love lives through confident eyes of the King of Wands, self-assertiveness. I think it's because you abandoned, and this abandonment that you guys went through with that Five of Coins caused you guys great pain. Ten of Swords. Great pressure. Ten of Wands. But this pain and pressure here caused you to take a step back with the Hanged Man energy. And you started to reflect with that Hanged Man on how you were going to create these changes with the Judgment energy. And with the Hermit energy, you start looking into this Judgment energy. You found your answer. You found your answer with that Hermit energy. You started following a new life, a new path with the Judgment energy. You started looking into how can I create changes. Because there was somebody, I think, in these cards who really hurt some of you Leos. And you said, you know what? This caused me huge embarrassment, huge hurt, huge pain. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a step back. And I'm going to look into how I'm going to create some changes. And bingo, some of you guys probably changed your hair, changed your clothing, went to the gym if you were overweight or something, really got your bodies fixed. If that's your line, really started to feel amazing. And that's why you approach love through the King of Wands. It was through pain. And it's good, because that's a good start. It says that you didn't sit within a painful situation. You said, this really hurt and I'm going to damn well change it. Now, as a result of that, you're experiencing the Six of Wands, which I think is recognition, and by people. I think people are recognising you now. And I think people are taking notice. What's this Six of Wands about? Well, the Moon in the reverse. So this is about something internal with you. And I think that as a result of that, you've achieved victory. This victory is about a realisation with the Moon energy. And the Moon, the realisation with the Moon in the reverse is that you are more powerful than you ever thought you were. Because the Emperor is to be powerful. And the Moon card reverse means that you realise something. There's something that becomes very apparent to you. It's no longer disillusionment. It's no longer a secret. You become very self-aware. So I think that this victory isn't about necessarily others. I think that this is saying, actually, I realise I now feel stronger. What you're experiencing with this Six of Wands is a sense of recognition, but also a sense of feeling that, you know, you've made an achievement. You have. The energy is that you've made an achievement, and that achievement is all about self-recognition, self-realisation with the moon card in the reverse, that you are more powerful than you ever thought that you could be, because you took the steps to change your life and to readdress the balance and to make some significant changes that you hadn't before. Some of you guys might have given up smoking, you might have given up drinking, you know, you might be going to the gym more, you might have got your hair done, you might have got your teeth fixed, it could be anything. But you've got stuff fixed here, because you said, somebody really hurt me, they pushed me out. But that actually, after all of that hurt and pain, that helped me to metamorphosis into something else. And as a result of that, you're experiencing a really good time with the Six of Wands right now for some of you guys, because there is a realisation with the moon that you're stronger than you think. Now, the reason that everything's happening is, again, the Hermit. So this is about you guys turning your back, withdrawing from something painful and now focusing, you know, towards the future with this Hermit. Actually walking down a new road. There's a new journey now that you guys are transitioning into. And what's this Hermit about, please? Well, the Nine of Wands. So I think that you guys have withdrawn from the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is all about tension and fear. Well, this has changed with the Death energy. So I think that this Hermit energy, the reason that everything is happening is because now you're following something new. Now you have transitioned. Now you've found the light. Now you've discovered. And it's all about this, the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is to feel suspicious and to be waiting. But it could be the wait is over. So it might be that somebody hurt you here, but the reason that everything is happening is because you decided to withdraw from this energy. It might be for some of you guys, you were waiting for this individual here. Maybe that's what happened. But the wait, Nine of Rods can mean when you're hanging around and you're waiting for someone to call you. Well, the wait might be over, might be done, might be dusted. Might be that your pain, your suspicion, your difficulty in terms of relationships with other, it might be that this is over now with the Death energy showing here. There's a waiting time that's over. There's a time of tension that's been over. There's a time of hurt with the Nine of Rods that is now over. So I would read this now as saying that there's been healing here. So the reason that everything is happening is that there's healing, because this isn't reversed. But the Death card comes with the Nine of Wands because it's telling you the same as this, as if this had been on its own in a reversal. Healing. Healing, no longer waiting for anything now. And this is why the root issue is all about you, the Hermit. Leo, even though obviously not your zodiac sign, you are the Hermit. You've gone through a transition here. You have found the light. You're being guided, I think. The reason that everything is happening is because you're on this new journey with that Hermit energy, and I think that you are being guided. You're being guided to search for something, to endeavour to live a new life with this Hermit energy. Because this weight is now over, the tension is now over. There's healing here, I think, with these two cards that's been achieved. Now, in the recent past, you guys have experienced the Wheel of Fortune. And what's this Wheel of Fortune about in two cards? Well, you've experienced, I think that you've come into a really lucky phase in the recent past with that night, with that Wheel of Fortune. And this might be about money. It might be about something that you've gained, okay? And you might have gained the truth. You've got the Seven of Swords in the reverse. So Seven of Swords in the reverse is all about a confession. It's all about finding out the truth. It's all about clearing up a mess. This is justice. So some of you guys, it might be that you've gained justice, or you have gained the truth, for example, with that Nine of Coins, looking into the Seven of Swords in reverse. It might be some of you guys have found out the truth. Maybe you found out the truth as to why somebody did what they did to you. But usually, you know, this will show up when you are feeling a lot better about yourself. So people tend to come back to us when we're feeling good. That's what happens. When we're over them, when we've moved on, they tend to resurface again. It might be so that you experience a time of luck with that Wheel of Fortune. You know, the Wheel of Fortune is justice. The Wheel of Fortune says that if you're going through a bad time, the wheel is going to change. It won't last. So you're going to enter into a good time. Because it's all about readdressing the balance. So sometimes when you've had an absolutely terrific life for so many years, you might have a little bit of a blip somewhere along the line, because it's got to readdress the balance. You've got to learn. The universe is our constant teacher, so it's constantly teaching us that we might go through one phase with one thing, but then we probably need to learn something else. So it needs to constantly be throwing us, you know, a little bit of a curveball, so that we know what we can appreciate and what we should appreciate in life. And I think that here you've got the curveball of the Wheel of Fortune, because you guys have gained some honesty, you've gained the truth. it might be for some of you guys, it's completely a personal thing, that time alone with this Nine of Coins has brought to you with this Seven of Swords in the reverse a realisation. Because sometimes Seven of Swords in the upright can mean that you are living in an illusion. You're not looking at the truth. You're not living the truth. You're living a lie. And living in your own, for some of you guys, might have brought the truth to you with that Seven of Swords in the reverse showing up there. Now, you guys are showing as being the Emperor. Why is Leo showing as being the Emperor? Right, so the Queen of Pentacles shows here again. And I would read this as you, for sure. Because I think that you have got your priorities straight with this Queen of Pentacles. Remember, she's a prioritiser, so she's the type of person that will get the bills straight, the children straight, the house straight. She doesn't owe money. She's not that type of woman. She gets everything straight. So you guys really, as the Emperor, it might be a job because of the Queen of Pentacles. Some of you guys might work in finance. You might work for, you know, your work. It doesn't have to be that you could work for a housing company. You could work in a very traditional job. Queen of Wands, Queen of Cups, they tend to work in creative fields. But still, Queen of Wands can be, for example, somebody who works in an office but just in a creative field. Queen of Swords can work with psychotherapy. She can work with a legal situation, that type of thing. Some of you guys might be the Emperor. You might be showing as the Emperor because you have to be in control. And you have to be in control of probably every part of your life. It might be some of you guys because it's clarifying you as being the Queen of Pentacles. Some of you guys, you might be career people. Some of you guys, you might be career people and parents. Some of you guys, you might run a business from home. But I think that you're in control. And there you go. You've got this card, the Wheel of Fortune, showing again. So some of you guys, it might be a business thing that's brought you fortune here with this Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune is all about being brought fortune. It might be your careers that have brought you fortune. And that's maybe why you're showing as the Emperor. Maybe some of you guys are in leadership positions with this Emperor energy. Now, what's influencing you doing this Six of Wands is, I think, again, because the Queen of Wands shows here, I think this is you, this Queen of Wands. Queen of Pentacles, sorry. What's this Queen of Pentacles about? What's this Queen of Pentacles about? Well, the High Priestess shows up here. Well, I would say with this energy, this is probably all about you. I would say that you have completely neutralised yourself. The High Priestess also in love reading shows as somebody who's completely neutral. She doesn't care. And some of you guys have probably neutralised yourself against this hurt. Because here you've been hurt, but you've completely overhauled yourself because of some hurt. Because somebody abandoned you, you completely overhauled yourself. And as a result of that, you're experiencing a time of victory because the victory is all about you guys now understanding with the Moon in the reverse that you're more powerful than you thought you ever were with the Emperor energy because you did this. And what's influencing you guys is the Queen of Pentacles, focusing on your careers, I think, with this Queen of Pentacles energy, focusing on making money, focusing on putting your life in order. But it's all because this adds as, I think it adds as some form of a distraction. It helps you to forget with this High Priestess the hurt that you felt with the Five of Swords. So that might be an obstacle in itself with the Queen of Pentacles energy. Because it might be, instead of an influence, that this is a challenge. And what might be challenging you is that you are using your careers or you are using anything other than, you know, love to, I think with this High Priestess, to forget this hurt that you've experienced. And that's why you're in a place of victory, because you realise now that you're more powerful than you think with this Emperor energy. But that, I think the power comes for some of you guys through the work that you do with the Queen of Pentacles. I think that you are using a distraction to overcome this, which is fine if that's what you feel that you want to do. And if that gives you peace of mind, then that's good. And therefore, the most likely outcome for you, for what's blocking you from finding real love is the Page of Coins. And what's the Page of Coins about? What's this Page of Coins about? It's about the Eight of Wands. See, this can be communicating with groups, for example. I don't think some of you guys are getting out there enough, because this lack of effort is all about you communicating. Eight of Wands is communication, and the Three of Cups is all about groups. So I think that you guys aren't actually putting enough effort in to communicating with groups, getting yourself out there. I mean, here you've done everything to, you know, wash that man right out of my hair. That type of thing, you know. You've done all of that there, Leo, to do that. All of that stuff you've done there. And as a result of that, you're experiencing victory because you're saying, actually, I'm stronger. I realise with the moon in reverse that I'm stronger than I think. Because what I've done is I've looked into just changing myself up. I think I've looked at things from a different perspective with that Hanged Man. And what I'm now looking to do is do judgment. You know, I'm looking into making some pretty massive major decisions in my life. Creating some massive changes. And I realise that I'm stronger than I think, than I thought I was, because I've been able to do that. And that can be with anything. But what's challenging you is that you've put a lot of onus on your work for some of you guys. Some of you guys might put a lot of onus on just being in the home, or with the Queen of Pentacles, tending to your garden, or just looking after the kids if you've got kids. But this is all about the High Priestess, and this is all about distracting and forgetting. Remember, she can be neutral, and she can be somebody who completely ignores. So some of you guys is completely with this High Priestess, ignoring all this hurt that you've experienced, sectioning yourself off from the hurt. Look how she looks so blank on against this guy. This guy looks at her and he's about to hurt, but she's like, I'm not listening and I'm not even looking at you. So this is ignoring. This is a way to ignore the hurt. That might be a blockage here, and therefore the most likely blockage, the most likely outcome for what's blocking you from finding real love is the Page of Coins. You're not putting in effort, enough of an effort for some of you guys in going out there, because this is all about communicating with different groups, I think. Some of you guys aren't putting enough effort into that. Now, coming in, some of you guys are going to experience the Chariot in the immediate future. What's the Chariot about? What's the Chariot about? Yeah, you got it again. Victory, Six of Wands. Oh, you've got an offer coming in for some of you guys. You experience a success here. There's an offer coming to you. You've got the Six of Wands. So somebody is approaching you. The Six of Wands is often seen as the approach card. And that's the offer. So some of you guys might be approached with an offer coming in here. I often see Six of Wands as being an approach. This is when you're approaching someone. And the Knight of Cups is the offer. The other way around, if you look at the Knight of Cups, can you see how he looks into his cup and there's nothing there? He looks with an air of despondency, and he looks down at the cup and he's like, fuck, my cup's empty. But this might also be about, you know, in the immediate future, you're going to have success, because it could be for some of you guys, if you are confident enough with the Six of Wands, the Knight of Cups, just to open yourself up a little bit more with that Knight. Because the Knight of Cups isn't just about people approaching us, it's also about us being not unafraid to open ourselves up emotionally to others. How do exes see you? They see you as the Knight of Swords. What's this Knight of Swords about? What's the Knight of Swords about? Well, it's about being hurt. Five of Cups. Five of Cups is about being disappointed. Maybe being disappointed over a commitment. Maybe your exes see you as being quite volatile as that, or restless, or possibly a little bit, I'm not saying abusive with the Knight of Swords energy, but they might, you know, some of your exes might see you as being quite angry maybe with that Knight of Swords energy. Perhaps because the situation is that you're upset over, you know, a commitment, because you've got the Ace of Coins here. The Ace of Coins is all about the potential for a commitment or a commitment, but somebody's disappointed in that, or somebody's disappointed by the Ace of Coins energy. But look at that. You've got the Page of Swords showing here as well. Page of Swords is often about arguments. I don't know whether there's arguments over money or anything like that. Ace of Coins is money, and this can be arguments, the Page of Swords as well. But sometimes the Page of Swords represents delayed communication. So maybe commitment's been delayed or something. But this is the communication of the Page of Swords. So this would be a text message or an email. Maybe you're upset or you're disappointed because somebody didn't, you know, somebody hasn't talked to you, or they've not kind of texted you or talked to you about a commitment, what was happening in the relationship. Maybe somebody delayed doing that, and maybe someone feels, it might be somebody around you feels that you're angry about this, because Knight of Swords can show as somebody who's quite restless and quite angry and quite aggressive. So I think that your exes see you as somebody who's quite aggressive, potentially. Potentially, I'm not saying all of you, but some of you might be seen by exes as being quite angry with the Knight of Swords. Maybe you were let down. Maybe somebody didn't contact you about starting the relationship, or building it, or developing. Because the Ace of Coins isn't just, you know, we like to use one word with these cards, but sometimes they're not going to fit in with others. And the Ace of Coins is all about building. And remember, the coins represent to build. So you plant the seed with the Ace of Coins. But the Page of Swords can't grow a coin. Do you see what I mean? It can't grow a seed because it's a sword. It's not water. So this is all about developing ideas over how you're going to grow a relationship. And it might be that you're disappointed because there was community. I think I will now take this back and say that I think that this was about developing ideas. Page of Swords is one of the most difficult cards to look at in the tarot because it means so many things. It can mean somebody stops contacting you. It can mean somebody lies to you. They're hiding secrets even in the upright. But it can also mean that you're starting to develop new ideas that are being acted on with that Page of Swords energy. And I think that you're upset because I think that communication was being ignored. Sorry, I'm putting other cards and you can't even bloody well see it. We've got a Two of Swords here. I think that's the next thing that you're upset here with the Knight of Swords because I think that they think that you're upset and possibly quite, you know, aggressive, or you'd be aggressive with them because I think that this situation is about you guys being disappointed. The Five of Cups showing here. And I think the disappointment is about a commitment. You tried to communicate with somebody who wasn't listening. Can you see how the Two of Swords blocks out that Page of Swords? This Page of Swords is trying to communicate a new idea, but the Two of Swords is blocking out the communication. So I think you're upset because starting a commitment with this person, building this commitment, building this relationship, planting the seeds for this relationship to grow. I think communication over this, or communicating an idea about this, I think it was blocked out. I think it was ignored. And I think an ex knows that they ignored you and they did you wrong, which is why you've got this here, this person abandoned you. Your hopes would be for the Ten of Cups. What's this Ten of Cups about? What's the Ten of Cups about? Well, new beginnings is the Fool energy. So you're looking towards new beginnings here. Can you see how whenever you get the Three of Wands facing into another card, this is what somebody's waiting to come in. This is what they're looking to do in the future. So in the future, you guys are looking for a new beginning here, and that's why the hope is for the Ten of Cups. Happy ever after, the soulmate, because in the beginning, you're looking for new romance, probably with that Fool energy. How are you going to overcome the obstacle? And I think the obstacle is here now, from what I can see from placing down other cards. I think your obstacle is here, that some of you guys are trying to ignore your hurt feelings with that Five of Swords, and that is by putting a lot of effort. Your challenges work. Queen of Pentacles. Your challenges are being a little bit too practical and common sense. Some of you guys are now saying, oh well, blah blah blah, but it's all a cover-up because this is all about you guys covering up with the High Priestess feeling hurt. Remember, the High Priestess hides things, so this is all about you guys hiding the High Priestess feeling hurt with that Five of Swords. So this is why your challenge is the Queen of Coins, because you spend so much time focusing either on your career or practical matters or money or business or whatever it is. It's all a smoke screen. The High Priestess is like the Moon card, for example. All of those cards, Magician as well, they're all smoke screens. But especially the High Priestess or the Moon. You're covering up feeling hurt, so you're using other things to distract you from that because you're trying really not to deal with it. So that's one blockage here to you finding real love. You've not really 100% resolved the other situation, this here. And also, I think that you guys aren't making much of an effort. And this is all about contacting or communicating with groups or friends, for example. So there's a lot of things that are still buried deep here. A lot of shit that's still being buried deep. That you're not, and it's almost like you're blocking out friendships or communicating with groups because of that. So a lot of you are putting, and also here, you're putting a lot of onus on the work that you're doing at the moment, I think. So how do you overcome that? It's the Nine of Cups in the reverse. I think that some of you guys might be overindulging in something and you need to stop overindulging in it. What are you overindulging in, I think, with this Nine of Cups? I think it's telling you with the Nine of Cups reversed to stop overindulging. What's the Nine of Cups reversed about? What's the Nine of Cups reversed about in two cards? Oh my God, you've got it again. It's the Nine of Cups. This is indulging. There you go. Queen of Cups in reverse. You're indulging in your own hurt. Because the Queen of Cups in reverse is resentment. When she's reversed, that can be drink as well. So some of you guys might be indulging in too much drink or too many bad vices. Queen of Cups reverse means drink and bad vices. Sometimes she'll use anything to distract herself from hurt. So stop indulging in, it's all about indulging in, you know, the distractions. Anything that will distract you from feeling hurt. Sometimes you can be drinking too much, she can eat too much, she can smoke too much in the reverse. You're indulging in bad vices, I think, reverse, and this is why it says stop indulging. Because I think that some of you guys are, and I think that you're overly indulged. I think you're happy as well with the Nine of Cups as well, with happy with the Nine of Cups. This, I think, in the overall outcome for advice is saying you're overindulging, so stop overindulging with the Nine of Cups reverse. And it's all about you guys indulging in your hurt as well with this Queen of Cups in reverse. And I think that you are, because I think that you're not truly facing up to something here and here. Some of you guys have stopped contacting friends, and some of you guys are hiding your hurt here by indulging in this, the Queen of Pentacles. Some of you guys might be going to the gym too much or doing too many things. But you're really kind of focusing all about, right, I've just got to forget this and get out of it, and I'm just going to focus on this, this and this. But you'll often find that there's nothing wrong in overly focusing on certain things as a way to overcome hurt. But when I think that when you put a lot of stuff in front of that and you've not really dealt with the situation at its core, maybe counselling on it, for example, maybe just taking a moment back just to say, okay, let me have a good cry about this. Maybe if you really don't deal with something at the core, I think that the reading is really saying that you guys are putting a band-aid over something. At first I couldn't see it, but as you lay down more cards you begin to see things clearly. I think you're putting a band-aid over whatever this hurt is, what this person did to you. And I think that you need to kind of open yourself up a little bit more to trying to get to the core of it, get to the real core of what's going on with you. Let's quickly get this reading again. What's blocking you from finding real love? Well, you guys are very confident about your love lives at the moment. You're approaching love as the King of Wands, a Don Juan, a lover, a fighter, a confident individual. You know, you're not afraid, confident, charismatic, all the rest of it. You know, a real beauty. You're not afraid. You go out there and you say, I am the Ish as the King of Wands. That's how you approach your love life at the moment, pure confidence. But this is all about you guys feeling abandoned. Situation is you felt abandoned, and in that abandonment you said to yourself, this abandonment here, I think that you guys experienced, caused with the Magician great pain with the Ten of Swords, depression and great pressure with the Ten of Wands. And I think you took a step back and you said, you know what, I'm going to look into, with the Hermit, making some very, very radical changes. And those radical changes could have been with how you looked, what you were doing, how you got your confidence back. Great, no problem at all. So therefore, in the present situation, Leo, you guys say to yourself, right, I feel really good now, Six of Wands, because I now know with this Moon card that because I've been able to make these changes here, I now know just how powerful I am with this Emperor. Because the reason that everything happens is that you guys took yourself out of a situation, did some inner reflection for a while, and this inner reflection was all about how you could stop waiting for this person, how you could stop feeling so tense and hurt. So this is what you thought about, how can I stop feeling so tense and hurt? And that's when you did this. And in the recent past, you guys have gone through a very fortunate time with this Wheel of Fortune. You've gone through a time of synchronicities, things happening out of nowhere. And it might be something unexpected happened, and it might be with the Nine of Coins you gained an apology with the Seven of Swords from this individual, or you gained the truth from this person, or you found the truth from this person. In one way or another. You're showing as the Emperor being totally in control, but I think the control is all to do with your work, your money, with this Queen of Pentacles energy, bringing you fortune with the Wheel of Fortune. So some of you guys are in a place of fortune, right? But it's more about material fortune, I think, with these cards. Now, the most likely outcome for what's blocking you, therefore, and what's challenging you, though, is this Queen of Pentacles again. So this Emperor person that you are right now, based on the money that some of you guys make from what you do, is what's challenging you, because it's the amount of time that you focus on your resources, on your work with the Queen of Pentacles, that's challenging you, because this is a smoke screen, this High Priestess, for your hurt. So you focus on some of you guys, it's the gym, it's the diet. Queen of Pentacles all the Pentacle cards deal with work, but they also deal with health and diet and that type of thing. So what's challenging you is all of the amount of time you spend on yourself with that Queen of... She's not reversed, but she doesn't have to be. The amount of time that you spend on your career, yourself, blah-de-blah-de-da, because it's all used as a way to avoid the hurt. To hide yourself with the High Priestess from the hurt. And as a result of that, that's why you experience that saying here, that you are actually in a place of, you know, you're experiencing, you know, success. Because you say to yourself, as a result of this, now I realise how powerful I am. I realise that through the work I do, through what I focus on, my work, my diet, my this, my that I can control the pain. So that's where your blockage is, because you're just using one thing to distract you from something at the very core that you should have been dealing with before. But you think that you've dealt with it. But all you really dealt with, Leo, was a way to not hurt. That's all you were dealing with. I just need to get rid of the hurt. So all I'm going to deal with it's how I'm going to get rid of this hurt. But you're not really dealing with the hurt. It's just a way just to get rid of it. So you don't have to face up to it or deal with it. And therefore the most likely outcome for what's blocking you from finding real love is that you're not making an effort. Of all of this stuff here, you're not really making the effort. It shuts you down a little bit. Because some of you guys, not making the effort is about communicating the Eight of Rods with friends, for example, going out there. I think that some of you guys are using your work as a way to distract yourself from the hurt feelings. So much so that you don't even, you know, I think that you don't even contact friends, some of you guys. You're using one facet of your life to compensate for another. But you guys aren't even communicating with groups, you know, going out there, you know, wanting to be in other relationships. Which in a way could be a good thing, because it seems to me that you're not dealing with something at its core. And this could be just another way, in a way, to cut yourself off from feeling what you felt before. Kind of, you've got victory, though, the Chariot energy. And I think it's either somebody who's going to be approaching you with a proposal, or it could be you going out there with Six of Wands, having the confidence enough just to go out there and open yourself up to new experiences with the Knight of Cups. Exes see you, or an ex sees you as being the Knight of Swords. And I think this is probably quite angry for some of you guys. I think it's because you were left very hurt and upset. And this upset was probably about starting a life with someone with the Ace of Coins energy. And I think that whenever you spoke about that, all the ideas you had about starting a life or moving in with this person with that Ace of Coins, I think it was actually ignored and blocked out. I think that somebody let you down over that. Your hopes would be, well, to find happiness, to find security and emotional contentment, and your soulmate with the Ten of Cups. This is all about the Fool. But you're looking towards, with that Three of Wands, looking into the Fool. You're looking towards a new beginning now. You're looking towards, you know, a new relationship. The overall outcome for how you stop, how you unblock yourself from this energy here and here is the Nine of Cups in the reverse. It's telling you really just to... I think with the Nine of Cups in the reverse, it's telling you to stop indulging. And what you're indulging in is the Nine of Cups. And what this indulgence is the Nine of Cups again, but it's upright. You're happy with the Queen of Cups energy showing here. I think you're happy to kind of... I don't think you've built up resentment against this person. I think that some of you guys, you might have, because I see you as that Knight of Swords. So you're happy, but I don't think it's necessarily you being happy to resent this individual. I just think it's happy to put other voices in front of what you need to deal with. I'm seeing you as kind of putting other voices in there. So I see you guys as kind of, Leo, being happy. Sometimes this is feeling sorry for yourself, but I don't see you guys as feeling sorry for yourself. I just see you as ignoring the hurt. You're trying your best to cover this hurt up, and the Queen of Cups is somebody who covers things up as well. So you might be happy just to cover up your emotions as well with the Queen of Cups. Yeah, that's what I think it is. I think it's happy to cover up your emotions. So it's saying, you know, stop indulging in this, I think, with this Nine of Cups in the reverse. Stop giving in to it with the Nine of Cups in the reverse. That's your advice, the Nine of Cups reverse. Stop indulging. Stop indulging in what? Well, what's the indulgence about? Being happy to cover your emotions with this Queen of Cups. It's all cup energy. Some of you guys, I think, are really covering up how you truly feel, you know. Let's get the advice on this. I think that you need to deal with the situation at its core rather than using other vices or whatever it is to try and control the hurt. What is the advice you have through the healing with the angels for this Leo reading? Show me. Well, it's telling you to dream. Believe in your dreams. Your dreams will manifest. You've got dreams and manifestation. It's telling you that your dreams are going to manifest, okay? But you need to meditate. Because I think through meditation, you're going to gain healing. Yeah, there you go. Meditation is going to bring power. So it's saying your dreams are going to manifest. But you need to meditate because meditation is going to bring empowerment. I think that you really are kind of ignoring a part of yourself and putting other things first as a distraction. But it's saying if you meditate, your dreams will manifest if you meditate because meditation is going to bring power. Alright, that's your reading, Leo. I would like to say thanks ever so much for joining me on Carol's Universe and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.